Good evening. I want to welcome you to our annual meeting, the Galveston Historical Foundation. We have a few items of business I want to take care of with our presidents. I'm Dwayne Jones. I'm the Executive Director of the Galveston Historical Foundation. Every year, it's a lot of fun, and it's great to be able to see you all out here for this event. I want to thank our staff, Julia and Brett, who put this together. Our caterer, where are you guys? Raise your hand over here. They're not raising their hand. Butter and Company over here. Every year we have terrific food and really good drinks, and please take advantage of all of that and stay as long as you want. This year we began on July 1st, our new fiscal year of 2023-2024. There are a couple of milestones coming up. We will have the 50th anniversary of Dickens on the Strand in December. 58 years of Dickens. It's an amazing accomplishment, a really terrific thing for the organization and for Galveston. And then in May, we're going to have 50 years of Historic Homes Tour. So another great milestone for us. We're looking forward to that. I wanted to ask if there are the long-term members of the Galveston Historical Foundation. Raise your hand. I know there are a couple in here. I know there's Jay Bangle and some other people who have been members for a long time. Are you here? Thank you all very much for sticking with us for all of these years. It's exciting. We're one of the largest, if not the largest, preservation organizations in the United States. Our influence goes very far, and our influence in Galveston is also very significant, but it's all because of your membership and your volunteering that makes that possible. I want to introduce our current president, James Woolsey, and he's going to make a couple of remarks.
Thank you, Dwayne. Hey, thank you, Dwayne. Thanks, everyone. I guess, I recently, by recent, I mean 5 minutes ago, I drove from College Station, and on the way down, I was getting a little bit jealous of Jim. Thank you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, no. What about now? All right, good. So anyway, on my way in from College Station, I was getting a little bit jealous of Jim, the incoming president, because it's such a fun year. You get to work with the staff, and it's really, really great. So I would like to thank all members, all board members, all volunteers, our super professional staff, without which this could not be done. There's so many technical things that have to be done with this organization, and they are awesome. And of course, I don't think I'll go too far by saying Dwayne Jones is a visionary. So if you would, join me in a round of applause. I want to read off the nominations for the board and the officers for the coming year. So let's see here. President, Jim Andrews. Very good. Vice President, Cesar Hernandez, right over here. We've got Treasurer Clay Rogers. I don't know if Clay's here or not.
He is. He's back there.
Welcome, Clay. Secretary, Dwayne Jones. We all know him very well. Immediate past president, yours truly. And then the committee chairs are these, cultural and historic sites, Tommy Boudreau, also, Tommy, are you here? No, she's not. Okay, she's also the chair of our great African American Heritage Committee. Indeed, yeah, in fact, with our new Juneteenth exhibit. Events, Alicia Cahill, I know she's here. Alicia, where are you? There she is, raise a drink. Texas Seaport Museum, Bill Beavers, he's not here tonight. Preservation Outreach, Jerry Kinnear. Where are you, Jerry? There she is. Jerry. Business Development. Did I read that right, Jerry? Business Development, yeah. Bain McEldowney, okay. McEldowney, are you here? No, I don't see it. Development Membership, Dominic Etienne. I think he's here. Public Policy, Tiffany Vianney, and I know that she's not here tonight. So with that, I will ask, are there any nominees from the floor? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve this slate of officers and committee chairs. All right. One here. I see Jerry Kinnear over here. That's That's two motions. All in favor? All right. Any opposed? It sounds unanimous. Also, I'd like to point out that our past presidents this year on the board, this coming year, will be Kyle McFatridge and John Smith. So I don't know if either one of you are here, but thanks, guys. I'd also like to acknowledge retiring board members. We've got Shannon Pfeiffer and Dave Jacoby, and so we want a quick round of applause for them. And with that, I'll introduce Jim Andrews. Jim is a 20-year veteran of the U.S. Coast Guard and has a bunch of other awesome qualifications. He was our Texas Seaport Museum and Alyssa chairman for a number of years, and he's going to be awesome. So with that, I'll introduce Jim. There you go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I will be very brief because it's a little warm, and I stand between us and the food and drink, so I will be brief. I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. I have enjoyed every moment of working with GHF, and that goes from, first of all, I want to blame Captain Mark Sabinico for getting me embroiled in this whole thing. Thanks, Captain. The folks down at the seaport do an amazing job of what I consider just the craziest thing ever. They somehow get hundreds of volunteers to come down through the worst traffic possible, in the worst heat possible, and you know what those people do? They come down and they maintain a 146-year-old tall ship. They sweat, they pass out, some of them go to the hospital, Mark's trying to keep them drinking water. It's just insane. And then they get done with a work day and they go to the bar and have a couple of beers. And then they come back the next day. But that's not the crazy part. They come back the next year, and they keep coming back, and they have just such an amazing volunteer program. Thank you, Mark, for dragging me into this. He said, so the day that I washed out of the volunteer program because I just couldn't sweat anymore, he said, well, you know, Jim, it's not for everybody. Maybe there's another way you could serve. And he said, you could come be on the board and look out for the Alyssa that way. And I said, I'm not really that big of a history buff. And I know GHF is all about history. I'm more of a maritime guy. He said, well, just come down and meet Dwayne. He's the executive director. You can talk to him. And I'm like, okay, there is no way that a guy like me is going to get through this vetting process. So I sit down with Dwayne. We have a couple of drinks. He asks a few questions. I ask a few questions. He's like, okay, I'm good. We'll put it before the board. I'm like, really? Okay. No one is more surprised than I. So just keep getting a chance to watch Dwayne operate in this role. I can't put into words how impressed I am with his leadership, his deft touch, knowing exactly when to push, exactly when to pull, how much, and just anchoring this team. So Dr. Jones, thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to working with you for the next year. And so let me take that step forward. So the seaport does not have a monopoly on crazy. It's also the staff, because as I got involved with the board, I started going to Dickens on the Strand and Homes Tour and getting involved in Mardi Gras and seeing all the things that GHF does. And it's always the same faces showing up for the same things and putting on the same events. And doing it over and over. They show up early, they work hard, they stay late, and they show up again the next day. And so, you know, people like Will and Travis and Denise and Shiraz, and I'm not going to name everybody, but I mean, I can't tell you of a more impressive staff that does more for no thanks to just make sure GHF is successful. So thank you to the staff. You guys rock. So I'm not from Galveston. I consider myself of Galveston, but I came here late. My dad came here in the Coast Guard. I got to spend some time learning some things. I learned how to swim at the YWCA. I learned a passion for reading at the Rosenberg Library. I learned how to respect nuns at Our Lady of Lourdes school, and I still have that to this day. And then my dad moved away, but what happened to me is I was left with a thumbprint of Galveston, and when I had the chance to come back here in the Coast Guard to be the captain of the ship that my dad was on when he was here 30 years before, I jumped at it. We got here right after Hurricane Ike, and I was immediately impressed with the resilience and the strength of the people of Galveston. And it's no surprise to me that Galveston bounced back from Hurricane Ike so quickly because of what happened to them in the 1900 storm, which is what started GHF originally. So here we are, several generations behind with this legacy of the opportunity to preserve the history of Galveston. And I just couldn't be more proud to help move that agenda along. We've got a lot of things to do in the next year. As Dwayne said, it's going to be the 50th anniversary of Dickens on the Strand, which is probably the most seminal event in Galveston that people just associate with Galveston. So we have a huge opportunity to really make a mark. And then fast forward a couple of months, we're going to be back here for the 50th anniversary of Homes Tour, which is another distinctly GHF event that people drive from all over to come down here and see. We have to do these well. We've got another mandate with the Santa Fe building that, we have to do something with that. We don't have an option. So we've got a lot on our plate. It's going to be a very busy year. I'm so proud to serve with you. I want to thank my wife, Liz, who puts up with all this. That's my BOI right there. Thank you so much. And let me just say, I would love to say hello to all of you. I will buy you a beer on GHF's tab tonight. Help yourself. Thank you so much.